The intensity was in outer space. The intensity was higher than I could even imagine. I was paid a lot of money to respond like a crazy guy in the gym, and I did real well. But
people holding my elbows, holding the weights up so I can just squeeze the dumbbells. I believe in going down, at this point, stretching as far as you can, pushing up.
Tom Platz. Tom Platz, a name synonymous with bodybuilding greatness, was a true legend of the sport during the 70s and 80s. Often hailed as the Golden Eagle and the Quad Father, he left an indelible mark on the bodybuilding world, particularly on the iconic Mr. Olympia stage. From 1979 to 1986, Tom Platz graced this hallowed platform, even going head-to-head with none other than the titan of bodybuilding himself, Arnold Schwarzenegger, in 1980. Though he never clinched the top spot, his journey through the ranks is etched in the annals of bodybuilding history. Standing at a relatively 5 feet 7 inches tall, Tom Platz was anything but ordinary.
Again, okay? I used to train legs every 2 weeks, and I got great results doing that, but
his prime physique tipped the scales between 225 and 235 pounds, with one remarkable feature that set him apart from the rest: his legs. Platz possessed legs that were nothing short of awe-inspiring, with measurements surpassing 30 inches in circumference. Yet it was precisely this monumental development that became both his trademark and, some would argue, his Achilles' heel. His legs, with their extraordinary size and definition, dominated his physique, perhaps at the expense of the elusive symmetry sought after in bodybuilding.
hey, there's nothing you can't do.
There's nothing, no way.
Hold it there.
Tawan.
Hold it. Do not let go.
But how did Tom Platz sculpt his legs to such extraordinary proportions? To delve into the secret behind his legendary leg development is to embark on a journey into the heart of bodybuilding lore. Even in his later years, Tom Platz continues to showcase his legs that defy the passage of time, leaving us in awe of his enduring legacy. The foundation of Tom Platz's leg building philosophy was simple yet grueling: take your sets to failure. While critics may have dismissed this as mere junk volume, Platz's testament to his leg training methodology cannot be denied.
A woman one time said to me that there's sets and there's reps and there's biceps and there's triceps and there's love and there's hate.
The intensity was in outer space. The intensity was higher than I could even imagine.
His leg workout, now the stuff of legend, can be found in clips scattered across YouTube, and it's a routine that both inspires and intimidates. Picture this: Tom Platz, an epitome of dedication and passion for the Iron Game, stepping into the gym with a singular mission in mind. With a singular mission: to push his legs to the absolute limit. This wasn't just a workout, it was a battle. A relentless pursuit of perfection.
I would never get relaxed. When I endeavor to go down in the squat, I get my whole body tight.
I was paid a lot of money to respond like a crazy guy in the gym, and I did real well. But
his leg training regimen was both science and art, an alchemical mix of intensity and tenacity, that transformed ordinary muscle into extraordinary power. Squats. Now many of you may think that a standard 5x5 program or sets of 8 to 12 are the way to go when it comes to squats. While they may be effective, Tom Platz would take his squats to failure, which is an effective way to build muscle. He's one of the biggest supporters of squats on this planet. His form was impeccable, and clearly they worked for him. But Platz didn't just put the bar on his back and go through the motions.
People holding my elbows, holding the weights up so I can just squeeze the dumbbells. Best thing to do is to get deep breath on the way down. Hold it and pull it in your abdomen.
Women, for instance, I've never met a woman
who is turned on or excited by a bodybuilder.
He felt the mind-muscle connection with every rep, and you can see in his pictures and videos that he squats with a full range of motion and good form, going as low as he can. The deeper the squat, the more of the stretch on the legs as a whole, recruiting more muscle fibers. Not to mention, Platz performs high bar squats instead of low bar squats. This is where the barbell sits higher on his shoulders and enables him to keep a more upright back and achieve greater quad activation, as opposed to low bar squats where it will recruit more of the glutes and hamstrings, either way improving his physique. It's also worth mentioning that Platz doesn't just do a simple program with the squatting. Instead,
You don't exist other than this. Right. The only thing that exists is leg tension.
he would perform a huge number of squat sets with various rep ranges, including a lot of high volume training, which really shocks the muscle. Lower rep ranges with heavier set help him build strength, with higher rep ranges fatigue every muscle, while higher rep ranges fatigue every muscle and stimulate growth. Keep in mind that his high rep sets weren't just lightweight, they were still heavy, and he was taking them to failure. Hack squats. The next exercise in Tom Platz's leg workout is hack squat, which is essentially an inverted leg press where the sled is on your shoulders, which somewhat mimics the high bar squat technique where your back stays more upright.
I believe in going down. At this point, stretching as far as you can, pushing up.
Squeeze it! Come on, up! Squeeze! Harder! Yeah! Let's not get too excited. We'll start real slow.
Try something different to change the look and the inherent qualities of my muscle development.
The hack squat puts a lot of stress on the knees and quads. To further isolate and put an emphasis on the squat, Platz utilizes a low foot placement and close stance, mimicking that of sissy squat placement, and he targets 10 to 15 reps on this exercise, which is ultimately to failure. Leg extensions. Third on the list of Tom Platz's leg day exercises are the leg extensions. This is an isolation exercise, which means it focuses on a specific muscle group. In this case, it's your quads. The leg extension forces your quads to work without any assistance from the hamstrings or glutes. With 5 to 8 sets of 10 to 15 reps,
It's not like a sissy squat, and the movement is not up in the air. It's very basic.
I played the corporate person, and I thought that bodybuilding was my past.
Usually 50 pounds. I'll get on there and go very slowly, get a full extension from a full contraction.
I talked to the CEO, and they didn't know my background. They did learn my background, and they go, "We know who you are."
you might need help getting off the leg extension machine, as these 10 to 15 reps should be pushing past failure and causing muscle fatigue. These aren't just 10 to 15 easy reps, but you should be barely getting those last few reps. Tom would even push beyond failure during partials after failing on his full reps. Lying hamstring curl. The lying hamstring curl is a favorite of Tom Platz and is the main thing he did for hamstrings, but he doesn't treat it any differently than the other movements.
Pump it, boom, boom, higher, bring it up. Let go. Squeeze. Come on. Floor, keep on.
He treats it with the same intensity as he does with the other movements, going heavy within that 10 to 15 failure rep range, then pushing beyond that, all within 6 to 10 sets. Standing calf raises. When it comes to the calves, Tom Platz would start with the standing calf raises to get a nice full stretch and develop the upper part of the calves.
And so that's one thing I think people don't realize, that when I train intense, I recuperate. I make sure I recuperate.
Straight up, use your legs only. Your legs only. Perfect!
Platz does 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps each, making sure he's really stretching the muscle. Seated calf raises. The last exercise of Tom Platz's leg day is the seated calf raise for the underlying muscle in the calves. Like the standing calf raise, Platz performs 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Is Tom Platz's leg day junk volume? Now, many people will say that Tom Platz's leg day has consisted of a lot of junk volume and that no one can complete it without steroids. However,
Head up, my head's always up, keeps my back straighter.
This is customary position for me.
The youngness of bodybuilding, people want to go back to those times when it was simple.
Platz has come out about a steroid cycle, and it was very minimal, especially compared to a lot of other bodybuilders today. Also, Tom Platz had only trained legs once a week, so there was a full 7 days to rest and recover in between the training sessions, which helped him enable to go all out when it came to training his lower half. This leads to the conclusion that maybe it wasn't junk volume. Platz's leg training tips. There are a few things that Tom Platz has advised when it comes to training legs that are certainly worth addressing.
Get around the cheating motion and avoid the knee problems. I'll have someone, a spotter.
Do I have the answers right now? No, but do I know? But I can tell you one thing: things change. Nothing stays the same.
You have to squat. Like we said, Platz is a huge advocate of the squat. He has said that it's a staple for building big legs, and movements like the leg presses are not nearly as optimal. Use high volume. With taking everything to failure, Platz was doing a lot of reps within a set. 5x5 programs were not his thing, but instead, he took each movement until he couldn't go anymore. You have to achieve failure. It's obvious that he was an advocate for taking his reps to failure, but he really pushes you to break out of your comfort zone to the point where you don't know if you'll be completing the rep or not. When you're out of your comfort zone, that's when you grow.
I'm just criticizing my own backyard. I'm criticizing myself.
Down on toes, heels, flex.
I mean, I love the industry, the sport. It's who I am. It's where I come from.
Overall, many people will look at Tom Platz and say that those legs were mostly steroids and genetics. However, if you really look at the work he put into it, that's where his growth and success came from. Will you be trying Tom Platz's leg day yourself? Well guys, that about does it for this video. See you next time, and bye for now.